Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the BSGL. We have week 6 highlights for you guys today. So we're starting off with the Houston Predators at home against the Denver Goblins. We see Kevin Ball hitting a nice mid-range jumper to lead off the game. Moving forward now, here's Ball again throwing the oop to Irving, and he puts it in. Decided to make the highlights a little bit quicker this game, as I'm just going to get right to the baskets and skip on to the next highlight as we see Kevin Ball have a nice crossover there. There's a block by the Goblins, but then I think that's Cambridge just gets it right back and puts it in. So here's our first highlight for the Goblins today. The red goes up and slams it all in his face. And here's Parker going in for a slam right after that possession. Now, here's the Predators up 1 as we see O'Gallagher Jr. hitting a 3 and putting them up 4. Next possession for the Goblins. This ball is getting stripped away by Scarborough. He's going right at the hoop, and he throws it down with the right hand. 6-point lead now. Here's the Goblins' next possession. There's Flowers, who gets wide open for 3, and he knew it was going in. There's a 3-ball. 5-point lead for the Predators now. Here's Parker. That's green. The Predators are getting the 3s going here early. And here's Ball running the court. Here's Schneider. Another 3. All have been green so far. 11-point lead now. Still no points for the Goblins since. Here's Ball with another oop. Still no dunks, but a lot of oops connecting here. We'll see what the Goblins have. There's Jamison as that gets blocked, but then Jamison decides to slam it with both hands. So right after he gets blocked, he decides to just put it down. As here's Ball going up, throwing another oop, and it's Dandridge, not Cambridge. Whoops. He's catching another lob. Here's Schneider. He's going inside. That's getting blocked by Jamison. And Jamison with some more good defense, as now they're moving back the other way as he's going right up the court to Wade Cage. I don't know why I decided to contest that with Kevin Ball, as I get dunked on by Wade Cage. Or Kevin does, but I was using him, so... Now here's Fisher going to Flowers, and I was all up in his grill on this one, and he nails it. So Flowers gets his second 3 of the game. Here's Price going to Parker, and he's got his second 3 of the game as he nails another one. Late in the second quarter here, they're going inside to Fisher, who throws one down. We're now into the third quarter. There's a 16-point lead for the Predators, make it 18. There's a nice slam. Now here's Whitney. Still an 18-point lead for the Goblins as Quang gets on the inside. He's going to throw that one down with 2 hands. Lots of slams and 3s in this game. It's now an 18-point lead as here comes Red as he elevates for yet another jam. Still a 16-point game. Here's a steal by the Goblins. He's going out to Quang, and Quang's going to fire the 3, and he's going to get one to fall to make it just a 13-point game. Maybe a comeback we have on our hands? No, not yet, as here's Kevin Ball getting the steal as he's going right at the hoop, and he'll throw it down with the left hand to make it a 15-point lead. Now back down to 13. Here's Ball yet again, going right at the hoop. Nobody getting in his way, and he's got 2 more for himself. Now back to a 15-point lead. Here's Abdul Aziz as he's going to hit the 3. Goblins ball yet again, as there's Wade Cage with more highlight dunks in his patented black and white arm sleeves. And here's another lob to Solomon. And still no slams, but a lot of lobs connecting. Here's Ball going at the hoop again, and he's going to throw down another one in the face of a defender this time. Another one with that left hand, though. Here's Abdul Aziz, and I have no idea how that lob got through, but still no slams on the lobs. A lot of lob connections, but no slams. How about that block by the big man? And here's Dandridge for 3. He can do it all. He can slam and he can shoot. If he nails the 3, and it's been a 3-point barrage for the Predators this game. As here's a slam by definitely not Tyler Hero. And that'll pretty much cap off this game, as this one is almost over as we only have 4:30 left in the game. Now just 4 minutes. It's pretty much a slaughter. Let's make it a little bit worse. We have another lob that turns into a layup. 21-point lead for the Predators. Here's Wade Cage in the mid-range. He's just padding his stats a little bit. Back to a 20-point lead. Here's Cage again, going right at the hoop, and we got to ask ourselves, where was this all game? Really got it going here in the second half. Because guess what? Another lob with no slam. How about this pass by Kevin Ball as he throws it into not Tyler Hero, who punches it. As that will do it for this game, as the Predators take this one by 21 and defeat Denver. That puts them with the best record in the BSGL. So look at the box scores on the day. Hayden Oakley had 37 points, 17 rebounds, as he leads his team to a win and won the battle of that center. Of the centers was Rob Duncan. Didn't do too great. Now moving to the Predators game. Kevin Ball with 21 points, 15 assists. Dandridge had 43 and 20. Just a great game for him, obviously. As we see, Wade Cage had only 14 and was 7 for 15. Not a terrible game, but we got to see more scoring out of him. Moving into the last game, Alan Smith had 31 and 14, but they dropped this one to the Titans. as Doug White did not have the monster performance that we're used to, but they still got the win nonetheless.
Moving into our next game on the night, we have the Boston Hilltoppers at the Miami Flamingos, and I wanted to show you guys this game not because of some Sullivan putback slams, but because this was the game between the current best team in the BSGL up to this point, which was the Boston Hilltoppers, as we see a nice 3-ball there from Jordan. But the Hilltoppers had the best record, and Achille Antonov was currently leading the league in assists, rebounds, and points, so he would definitely be the MVP up to that point. So this was pretty much the best player versus the best team, as we see Parker Puff knock down another 3 and get his team out to an early 4-point lead. Now here they're up 6. Back to the Flamingos, as we see Jordan hit yet another 3, and he has all 6 points for his team as the Hilltoppers call timeout. Back to the Flamingos, there's another, Hilltoppers, as there's another 3, as both teams have been hitting them early and often, and this one, as yet another one is getting fired up there, but it's not good as Antonov goes up and collects an and 1 off of the putback. Nice play there from the big man, as we see him knock down the free throw. Back to the Flamingos again. Here's Antonov going right at the baseline, who whips it out to Greenwald, who's going to hit the 3 and tie the game. So a barn burner here in South Beach so far. Here's Antonov again as he goes up and whoops, puts it off the side of the backboard and then loses it. Still no points there for the Hilltoppers as it's going to go back the other way. Or no points for the Flamingos. It's going to go back the other way, and he misses that end of quarter shot. Flamingos now up 4. Here's the inside as he's getting blocked by Antonov and still can't get it to go as Antonov collects the rebound, whips it up the court, and then we have a nice layup for the Flamingos on the other end. Now up 6. Back to the Hilltoppers. Here's Puff going right at the rim. How about that floater? Just threw up a prayer and it goes. So a 4-point game now. Antonov again working in the mid-range. Got too much space and he's just got to knock it down. Got to get the hand in his face as they now lead by 5. Make it 7 and 1. His second one of the game, as he is looking like the league MVP so far in this one, as he knocks down yet another free throw. Here he is again, smaller man on him, working inside, gets double teamed, just flips it behind his back to Stackhouse, who hits the reverse layup. Now up 10, the Flamingos dominating the best team in the league, record-wise at least. As here's Puff in the mid-range, he's going to get it to go off the inbound, as they are down just 8. Puff again, shot clock winding down, goes up, can't get it to fall, but Sullivan's there again as he throws it down in the face of Stackhouse. It makes it just a 6-point game. Still Hilltoppers on offense. Here's Puff, not knowing what to do with it. Whips it out, and it's going to be a 3 for the Hilltoppers as they now are down just 3. A nice little run there for them. As here's Stackhouse, who just put a move on Puff and goes right at the rim and throws it down with 2 hands. So here's Puff. Let's see if we can get him back. He can't. Stackhouse is going to reject him at the end of the shot clock. Flamingos back up 9 now in the third. They find Puff on the inside, and he's got an easy layup to put him down just 7. Now it is back to a 10-point lead. Is oh boy, Cauley Stein's got a steal, and he's gonna throw it down with the right hand. He might be we might need to see him in the dunk contest, as they just throw one off of the ass of the Hilltopper defender there, and it leads to a Parker Puff tomahawk jam with the one hand. As here's Puff getting a steal, and we'll probably see just a nice little easy lay-in here, as he goes up and slams it down with 2 hands to make it just a 2-point game as they have a 10-0 run in less than 2 minutes. So here's Antonov being found in the mid-range. He's going to knock it down, put him back up by 4. Now back to a 2-point game. Still Flamingos ball as they find Cauley Stein for an oop as he slams it down with both hands. He can fly. Back to a 4-point lead for the Flamingos. Here's Antonov getting open for 3, and he knocks it down. As he's showing off the range, they were up 7, now 9. As they find Antonov again at the 3-point line, he goes in and he gets yet another and 1. That is 3 and 1s for Antonov as he hits yet another free throw. As we see yet another lob being thrown to the Flamingos on the break, as they're up 14 now with just 3 minutes remaining. As here's Puff going at the hoop as he's going to get fouled. He gets it to fall. And the free throw. So back to just an 11-point game. Flamingos the other way again. Here's Antonov going at the hoop as he gets 2 more. Back to 13. Here's Puff driving in. Little mid-range shot. He got it. Both stars really getting points here up well in the 4th. Here's Jordan going into Antonov, who just goes right at the hoop and easily puts it in to put it back to an 11-point lead. And that might be all she wrote in this one, but just in case Stackhouse is going to put an exclamation point on there and get a nice slam. And here's Puff just trying to keep it within distance, I guess, as he hits a 3 there at the end, but that will be all she wrote in this one. The Hilltoppers lose their first game of the season as they drop this one to the Flamingos.
So here we are checking out some box scores on the game. Achille Antonov continues on a dominant streak as he collects 39 points, 19 boards, 7 assists, and 5 blocks on 50% shooting. Kanye Jordan put in 23 as well, even though he's 3 for 14 from outside. Parker Puff also put up 39 on an even better shooting mark, with an assist away from a double-double, but could not get it done as they lose their first game of the year by 18. Moving into the very next day, didn't show this one, but they lose yet again. There's just one game on the day, and it was them again. I didn't really think we needed to show 2 Hilltoppers games in 1 week, but Hayden Oakley and the Apollos beat them at home by just 2 points. So Oakley puts in 34, 14, and 3 assists with 2 blocks. Nice shooting numbers for him as well. Parker Puff puts up a 40-point double-double, an assist away from a triple-double, as he continues to do very well for this good Hilltoppers team, even though they just lost 2 games in a row.
Moving into our third game on the week, we have the Charlotte Cougars visiting the Brooklyn Cobras as we get our first look at point guard Evan Stone. Is that already up 2-0 as we see a shot go up there? It's not going to go in, but Shang is right there to slam it home. As here's Shang again now working the post. As he's getting doubled and he finds, I don't even know what his name was, but then Snow finds a 3 in the corner and he will knock it down. Here's Snow again going to Shang. Shang on the inside, doubled again. He's getting blocked, but he gets his own board, goes right back up and puts it in. Doesn't matter to him if he gets blocked or not. 3-point lead for the Cobras. Now here's Shang again. He's all over it. He just hop steps, and what was his defender doing as he finds an easy layup. Here's Stone now as he finds a man on the inside. That's Fisher for the two-handed slam. What a pass from Stone. As here's Shang. Like the crowd must have got to him with that countdown as he thought he needed to put something up, but he finds an easy layup nonetheless. So here's the backup point. I actually think that's a backup power forward now as he's going at the rim off the screen, and he's just going to throw it down as the Cobras lead by 9. Now up 9 still as here's the point guard for the Cougars as he goes up and slams one in. I think that's their shooting guard. I just don't remember how to say his name. How about this little hook fader looking like Bobin as he cuts this lead down to just 1, and that caps off a Charlotte run. As here's Teague for 3. He's going to knock it down. I think his name was Teague. Off the feed from Evan Stone as they lead now by 4. As here's Snow going at the hoop. How about that slam from Snow? He might be a dunk contest hopeful as well based on that slam. So here's Snow again working the mid-range. He's going to put in 2 more. That's 4 straight for Snow as he's been good all game, and it's tied at 29. Here's Stone off the pass, just puts up a quick shot for the end of the half, and he's going to nail the 3 as they just had a heave there at the end of the half that didn't go in. Now it's 30-32 as they try to throw a lob to Stone. It was kind of interesting. Why a lot of people had throw lobs to in this league, but Stone's not one of them. So here come the Cougars back the other way. Here's Ming drawing a little bit of a double team going into Shang, who's going to throw it down with both hands. He's been a beast all game, and it's nothing stopping here. Here's Ming again. He's going to throw it into Shang again, who just goes right at the rim, and look how far the basket comes down every time he throws it down. As here's Dyson. He's going to get fouled for 3, and he's going to knock it down to make it just a 1-point Cougar lead. As here's Stone. As he's going at the rim. Little bump and go as he's going to get the nice mid-range shot to fall, and it's a 2-point game. Now back to 3. Here's a shot that won't go, but Shang's right there to put it in as he gets a nice putback, and that's a 13-5 run for the Cougars. They've been going on runs all game. 7-point lead now as they go inside, whip it back outside. Then to Stone, who nails the 3 before the end of the quarter. 4-point game, now up to 8. Bad start to this one for the quarter for the Cobras. As here's Stone just dancing with the ball and hitting the mid-range fade as they are now down 6. As how about this move from Cambridge as he finds Kabar Kappa, whatever his name is, for 3 after he got his man on the pump fake. As how about this pass to Bajze on the inside from Stone as he throws it down on the double clutch. Now here's Stone again going up. Can't get it to fall. Here's Kane, and he's going to get an and 1. Here come the Cobras. 5 minutes remaining. Kane gets an and 1 and hits the free throw to make it back to a 4-point game. Cobras back on offense again. Stone recognizes the mismatch on the inside that Bosch has, and he gets one to fall. 2-point game. After another stop, Cobras again. Evan Stone no-look pass inside, and it's an and 1 for Bosch as he's going to head to the line and hit the free throw to give him a 1-point lead. Cobras, or no, not Cobras, Cougars falling apart here. Here goes Ming on the inside as he loses it, wrestles for the ball, just puts it up and it rolls in. Chow Ming gets an and one, as I did not name him. That was just a preset. I did not name a guy Chow Ming. That's kind of funny. As now 2-point lead for the Cobras. Here's Snow just going to throw one up at the end of the shot clock. Can't get it to go, and Shang's right there for another two-handed Shaq-like flush. So a tie game with 2 minutes remaining. Here's Stone off the screen. Has to put one in the face of the big man. Won't get it to go, but Bosch has a rebound, and he's going to put it up and in. Back to a 2-point lead for the Cobras. Here's Ming on the mid-range as that gets blocked by Bosch. That's going to be rebounded by the Cobras as they're going up the court to Dyson. Dyson, nobody in his way. 4-point lead for the Cobras as Bosch strikes. Now here they are again after a stop. He's going to throw up this floater, no good. But an offensive rebound and slam by the Cobras as they are now up 6. This one is all but over. Here's Ming for 3, wide open. Can't get it to fall, but Shang is right there as he puts it in on the second chance effort. Now back to a 4-point game. It's still doable, but they have to get a stop here. Here's Stone for the dagger. No good. So the Cougars get their stop. They're headed back the other way. They're going to find Shang, who spins, puts it up at the left, and it's good. Back to a 2-point game with 28 seconds remaining. Now the Cobras on their last possession. There's a 3, it won't go. And it's going to be rebounded by the Cougars. Call timeout, do something. What are they doing? Ming's just going to have to fire one. They have 2 timeouts, but they elect not to use them, and it doesn't fall. The Cobras escape at home. As what was Charlotte thinking? Why did Coach not call timeout or somebody? They could have had an inbound or something. But they dropped this one as Ming could not get the near half quarter to fall at the end of the game. Here we are checking out some box scores on the day as Ivan Heinsohn leads the Knights past the Sting at home as they win by 28 against what were the 5-2 Sting. Now they're 5-3. Heinsohn puts up 34 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. Pretty good shooting numbers for him as well. Baxter had 23. So we see that Brian Williams got shut down in this game. Was only 4 for 11. Not many rebounds, not many assists. 3 steals, 11 points. Not a great game for him. Carson Letterman scoring with 18 as they fall hard. And now they're 5-3. The Knights get back to 500. Looking at the game we just saw, Evan Stone led the way with a double-double, 22 points, 10 assists, was 6 for 26 from the floor. That's not too great. Bosch had a nice double-double as well, along with whatever the hell that guy's name is. For the Cougars, Akibano, 34 points, 22 rebounds, 3 steals, no assists, no blocks, but no turnovers as well, and 15 offensive rebounds. Jeez Louise, so not a bad game for him at all. Last game on the night, the Predators moved to 6-1, now the best record in the BSGL, as they defeat the Titans, who are 3-4 now. So we see that Kevin Ball put up 16 assists, 23 points, 11 rebounds. That is a triple-double, and no turnovers. 5 threes for him on the night as well. Snyder put up a 24-point double-double as well. Good stuff from them. Doug White, another dominant performance. 3 blocks, 35 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Man Changwana, yep, that's what we're going to go with. 21 points for him as well, but it was not enough to get them the W. For our next matchup, we are headed out to Chicago. This is the Chicago Enforcers take on the San Diego Sharks. We see the Enforcers first possession here as Will Truss is going to get found for 3, and he will nail one to start the game as the little man gets his 3 ball to go. Here's Pope on the other end, seeing if he can respond. He gets the nice left-handed hook shot in the paint to fall. Now back to Trust. He's going right at Salgado, and how about that layup? John Wall-esque from Will Truss as he goes all the way around. And then we see Hawkins get a nice 2-handed jam here, and they're up early. 11 points already as Will Truss is going right at the rim again. Can't get it to fall, but there's Hawkins again, who throws one down in the face of Tatum. Back to the Enforcers, still all over the Sharks as that one's getting blocked, and we're headed the other way. Here's Ellis Jr. as he's just going to stop, pop the 3, and he nails it. Back down to just an 8-point game. Enforcers here at the end of the quarter. Here's Threat. He's looking like a threat from outside as he nails the 3 and puts him back up 11. Here's the Enforcers again in the second quarter. Little step back in the mid-range. That's not going to fall, but there's Gallagher there to put it back with the one hand. Here's the Sharks again. Here's Tyler going up in the mid-range. That's not going to fall, but Anderson board and 2-handed flush as they're down just 11 now, looking for some life. Still down 12. Here's the Sharks again. Here's Gildreth Butler, who just takes the screen and nails the three as he puts it back within single digits. And here's Pope, little step back in the post. He's going to put it back down to single digits again. Now down 9. Here's the Sharks again. As Gildreth Butler has got it. He's going to find, couldn't quite see what his name was, but he hits the 3 as well. And that's a 12-2 run for the Sharks. Now the Enforcers just up 6. Here's Will Trust. And how about the floater in the face of the Sharks defender to put him back up 8. Here's Gildreth Butler yet again, who drives, steps it back out, and nails yet another 3 as he is getting hot this quarter. And here's Ellis Jr. He's going to fire up a 3 near the end of the quarter. Pope's got the rebound, has to just put it up, and we will see whether or not that will count. As let's check the replay, center from Secaucus, New Jersey. As he did indeed get it up in time. As you can see, it's clearly out of his hand there with .1 remaining, and the bucket will count. So here we are in the second half as Zogato's blocking Trust on the layup, and it'll swing it out to Pope. Pope's going at the hoop, and he's going to get fouled, and that's an and 1. So a 5-point swing here for the Sharks if he can hit the free throw, and he will. So down to just a 4-point game. This is the closest it's been since the beginning. Now back up to 8. Here's Gildreth Butler, who puts a man on the deck with the spin move and then hits the inside little hook. As here's the Enforcers back on offense. As Mosley McAfee is going to get found for 3 as he falls into the Sharks bench and nails it. Put him back up 9. Still a 9-point game. Here's Threat again from outside. It's going to roll in for him. As this game was starting to get out of hand a little bit, here's the Enforcers back on 0. As there's Gallagher again with a one-handed putback to put him back up 14. It's just when you thought the Sharks were getting into it. But here's Tyler getting a nice and 1 as he can make this an 11-point game, and he will. As somebody must have missed a free throw. As here's Will Trust taking flight, putting it back up to 12. So we see the leading scorers are Gildreth Butler and Trust to this point. As here's Gildreth Butler on the inside again, and he's going to get an and 1. He's been on fire all day. And he hits the free throw to put it back down to 9. Now when it's an 11-point game after a Enforcers bucket, as we see Quentin Pope get found on the inside and get a nice slam. Still a 9-point game. Here's Trust at the hoop again, right at Zogato, who blocked him earlier, but he gets this one up and over him. And how about this on the break as Gildreth Butler finds Pope for a nice freak, like, I don't know what to call that, just two-handed jam as Morris is just wide open in the mid-range here, has too much space. He's actually the Enforcers' leading scorer, and he shows it there. Now here's Pope, screen from Zogato, mid-range fader. He got it to go. Trying to bring his team back in the fourth. Now their next possession. Here's Pope on the inside again. He's got 2 more. Will the Enforcers blow this lead? It's back up to a 9-point lead. Here's Pope for 3. He got it. Got down to just a 6-point game. But the Enforcers, did score. So here's Gildreth Butler, and he's getting blocked. As that will do it. That will end the game. Enforcers take this one over San Diego by 8 and get a nice win at home behind Will Trust and Morris. As here we are looking at the box score on the game. We see that Will Trust had a 30-point performance, hit all of his free throws. Morris had a nice double-double as well as he grabbed 21 points and 14 boards. Now looking at the Sharks, Quentin Pope had 36. Gildreth Butler ended with 21 as well and 7 assists. Not a bad game for him at all. As we move in, and O.J. Hawkins got a double-double. I didn't even see that. As we move into Buzz Bison, as the Buzz defeat the Bison. So Lu Feng had a nice, almost triple-double. He was an assist away. Had 17 boards, 15 points. Towers had 22. As we see Bates then have a great game. Johnson there with a double-double to lead his team to victory. And Willingham had a nice double-double as well as they get a big win on the road. The Bulldogs came to Arizona and got a W as well. B.J. Riley couldn't get his team over the hump. So he had 27 points. Jalen Johnson behind him with 26. But it wasn't enough as Chuck Armstrong had 28. He hit, I don't know if that's 6 or 8 threes, but hit quite a few threes. And Trent Beretta had a nice game as well. Moving into Hustlers Brigade. Brigade lose another one as they drop this one at home to the Hustlers. As DeJuan Jones couldn't even score double digits but had 17 points. As we see, Natchbar was the leading scorer for the Hustlers with 24, and Duncan had that nice double-double as well, but he's not going to have too many nights without that. How about Rich Mack right here? 39 points, 15 boards, Really good game for him as Kenny Dimes had a double-double with 17 points and 15 assists. That's a pretty big game for him as well. So we look at the shift. Little had 29. Nicholas Little, or not 29, 22, and Foster had 20, 16, and 11. A nice triple-double for him. Then we look at the next day. Went ahead and sim this day because we didn't want to see any teams twice. Lamar Outlaw and Shelton have 26 and 24. Shelton an assist off of a triple-double with 17 boards as they defeat the Predators, as we see Kevin Ball's numbers there. Then we go into Goblins as they defeated the Bulldogs at home as Wade Cage had a double-double with 26 points, and Chuck Armstrong had 18 points, and Trent Beretta had yet another good game. Moving into our last game on the week, we are in the winless New York Skyliners Stadium here in New York as we see John Francis, as we get our first look at him as he makes Oakley look tiny there and puts it in on the inside. How about this inside pass to Hart? The little man goes vertical and gets the reverse jam. As here's John Francis again going up against Oakley. Can't get it to fall, but he gets his own rebound and puts it in for the and one and knocks down his free throw. So a pretty good start here to Francis's debut as we see Oakley go in and get a layup. As here's Hart finding Appling on the outside as he's going to hit the three, and after a 2-9 lead, the Apollo is going an 8-0 run, and it is now an 11-9 game as that's the end of the first quarter. That little lob that got blocked there, it was a very boring first quarter as we see McDyess here get a block on the floater, and the pass is going to go to him up court, and he gets a lay-in to put the Skyliners back within 2. 3-point lead for the Apollos now. As 2, I don't know what his name is, goes up and throws it down with the right hand. How about that? Here he is again going at the hoop. Can't get this one to fall, but John Francis gets the board and throws it down with 2 hands with authority. How about that putback? Now in a 1-point game. Here's the little man, definitely not Darius Garland, going at the hoop for a 2-handed slam. As late in the second quarter, they find John Francis for a slam on the alley-oop. As we can see nothing but his giant body and feet in the air on that replay. It's about another one from Francis as he's just collecting rebounds and putting them back in. As here's Hart going at the hoop as we saw some nice dribble moves from him there. And he gets the and one, but he misses his free throw. Francis back on the post. Little hook shot, way too easy. No defending that from a 7-7-foot man. As how about another lob to Francis? He's done it forward. Now let's do it backwards as that takes us into halftime. Now early in the third quarter. How about an and one for the New York Skyliners? They now have a 10, make that 11-point lead on the and one from Solomon. 11-point game. Here's Francis saying no on the fast break. Is now back to a 9-point game. How about this 3? Just throwing it up, and it's good. 6-point game. Here's definitely not Darius Garland finding John Francis, who's not a 3-point shooter, but you can't leave anybody in this league that wide open as he nails it. As here he is again. How about a reverse putback jam? The shot from that's definitely not Darius Garland. Whoops, but hung up on in the air either way as we see him getting another bucket there that'll force a timeout. They're now up 17 as here's Hayden Oakley going in and John says no, and Oakley got his own rebound and a decent layup look, but he has definitely been rattled this game as there was a fading 3. I know you couldn't see him, but I just wanted to put that in there because he got a very early and still nailed it as we see Oakley come off the screen and hit a nice like 30-foot 2-pointer, which is not what you want as he finds somebody else for a jam there. Back down to a 12-point game. How about that crossover from Oakley who goes right at the rim? Juked me out of my shoes there and makes it just a 10-point game. There's definitely not Darius Garland going at the rim as John Francis gets the rebound and throws it down. But he did not hit his free throw. Back to a 14-point game. Here's Oakley with a swat. As here comes the Apollos the other way. And that's going to be a nice little mid-range bucket for the Apollos. Now back to a 14-point game. This one's pretty much all but over. But Oakley just has to pad his stats a little bit as he gets a nice 3-point play there. That will be all she wrote from our John Francis debut as they take this one by 13. So here we are checking out some box scores on the day. Hustlers defeat the Knights in Memphis for our first game. Ivan Heinsohn has 25 points, 15 boards, 2 blocks, but it was not enough to get their win. Sloan had 21 as well, and a pretty nice shooting night from him, 8 for 13. So we see that Natchbar put up 25. He's pretty well been the leading scorer for the Hustlers all year. Duncan got a nice double-double, but we'd like to see some more scoring output from him. 18's not a bad number, though. The Shift defeat the Sting, as the Sting are on a nice skid after being 5-2. They're on that 2-game losing streak, and they drop this one at home to the Shift, as we see Brian Williams gets yet another triple-double with 26 points. That's a nice game from him, and Garuba puts up 23 as well, and some nice rebound and assist numbers from him as well. As we see that Foster only had 10 points tonight, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and only 2 blocks. Not his greatest defensive game, but Little, Coleman, and Long were all in were all above 20. And of course, Long's got that nice 29 and 9 assists, so we had a really good game. So moving to the next one, the White Whales pick up their 3rd win against the Legends, as all the away teams have won so far. As we see that Reggie George had 27 points, 23 boards, not much on the defensive side. So he had 10 offensive rebounds alone. Pretty okay shooting night from him as well. As we go into the White Whales, as we see good old Mason Boyd had 24 points. He was obviously modeled after Mason, who lended me the mic, as they outscored him 13-3 in overtime. As I didn't realize that this game went to overtime. And Guerrero put up 26 as well, and down here Butterfield with that nice double-double. Moving into the game you just saw in the last game on the week, obviously the Skyliners defeated the Apollos. John Francis had 48 rebounds and 45 points, not to mention 7 blocks. Hayden Oakley put up 20 points, 18 boards, but a horrible 9 for 34 from the floor. That is not what you want to see from him, as he went 0 for 10 from downtown. As before this ends, we are going to take a quick look at the season awards, as John Francis wins Player of the Week in the East, and Rich Mack, the first guy to win it that was not a created player. He's the center for the Royals. He had a pretty nice week this week as well. That is all the time I have for this BSGL highlights video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. There'll be much more BGSL to go over. Later, we'll have a recap video of the first full month, coming up after this one. So I will see all you guys in that one. Bye-bye.